Joined now by Manitoba Moose defenseman Ashton Sautner. Of course, Ashton recently signed a 2-year contract with the Moose. Ashton, good to catch up with you again. Before we talk about all that, let's just talk about the summer, how it's been going for you, and I guess what you've been up to the last couple months.
Yeah, it's been good. Just spending time with the kids and my wife, and seeing some family and friends in this area. Made a fishing trip up north to Flin Flon to see my grandparents. So it's been good. It's been busy. It's gone by quick, but getting excited that hockey season's getting closer.
Absolutely, and it's been quite a while, it feels like, since that playoff series in Texas. But take me through what the offseason, I guess, contract situation went like. Was Manitoba always a team you kind of wanted to come back to? Were there other offers on the table? Just sort of take me through that whole process was like in terms of you selecting your 2-year deal with Manitoba.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think great from the get go. At the end of the season, we had our exit meetings, and I kind of made it known that I wanted to be back, and had conversations with my agent shortly after the season was over, and was very fortunate and lucky to get something done when I did, and um, you know, grateful that I got some security too. 2 years is it's not always easy to come by, and it's been a while since I've had some security, so that's definitely a great feeling for my family and I. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy decision, to be honest, for us. Been to Winnipeg now for 2 years and really enjoyed our time there. It's started to feel like a second home to us, and so to be able to go back there for 2 more seasons is very exciting.
Looking back on that previous season too, where did you notice your game maybe improve the most? I mean, there's so many young guys, a lot of changes on that D line throughout the season, but what did you maybe notice most about your game that might have led to this 2-year contract extension with Manitoba?
Well, I mean, I'm not my offensive numbers don't don't jump off the board or anything, but I think just being an older guy and being good with their young players, bringing some leadership and helping their young defensemen along, I think plays a big part in it, obviously. And I think for myself, my game, I've had a long career to this point, and played some high level games, and so I think just that experience too has helped. But I think I proved to over the last 2 years that I still have a lot of game to be shown, and I'm certainly I'm 30, but I certainly don't feel like it. And I think I've shown that over the last 2 years of still being a very productive player on the ice.
For sure. And does that excite you again? You sort of mentioned the leadership slash mentorship role to some of maybe the younger guys. It's going to look like another young team again this upcoming season for the Moose. Does that excite you again to still be in that sort of role where you can maybe show some of these younger guys that are maybe in their first or second year pro what it is actually going to be like playing in the American League and moving their way up in their careers as well? Does that excite you as well coming up again?
Yeah, it does for sure. And I mean, that's a big part of it. Kind of I'd say kind of my tail end of my time with the Vancouver organization. I was starting to kind of mold into that a little bit, and then obviously the last 2 years with Winnipeg, I've kind of taken another step with that role. And like you said, it's going to be a young team again. Obviously things are going to shake out after training camp, but I know we're going to have some young defensemen and some guys that are going to need someone to lean on for a little bit of experience. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to be that in that role again, and I've really enjoyed it the last 2 years. You know, I've been fortunate to play some games, in the NHL, and so for me at this point in my career, I really hope that I can be there for a younger guy and help him out, and maybe down the road sometime, he's living his dream of playing the NHL too. So take a lot of pride in it. And like I said, I'm excited for 2 more years of it.
And it must excite you too that there's a lot of familiar faces returned to the lineup as well. I mean, you got guys like on the blue line, specifically, you look at Simon Lundmark, Tyrell Bauer, of course, guys that you spent a lot of time with, Dawson Barteau. But it must also give you some excitement too to know that there's a lot of those guys coming back that you've played with for a number of years now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, familiar faces is always great. like we were touching on this summer, how, it feels like, we were just finishing, that series against Texas, but at the same time, it also feels like it's been a while. So it's kind of a weird thing how that works. But no, I mean, you go, whatever, 4.5 months of summer of not seeing those guys, after seeing them every day, for 8 months, but prior to that, you're always excited to go back and see them. And, when you have, like I said, when you have familiar faces, it's always a good thing to, have, a kind of a cohesiveness to start the season a bit, and, helps with kind of integrating new players into your team. And, yeah, just really excited and looking forward to see all those guys again.
Yeah, for sure. But before then, of course, we still do have a little sliver of summer left. So, what do the last few weeks look like before you do manage to head down here to Winnipeg for camp?
Yeah, just continue training and skating. It's kind of like been wrapping up here a little bit, obviously, just getting closer to camp. So just continue doing that. Got my sister had a baby about a week ago, or a little over a week ago now, a couple weeks. So we're gonna head back to Saskatchewan and go meet him, and at the same time celebrate my niece's birthday. So we got that coming up. Just a few other trips. We don't have many weekends left, so we're trying to cram everything in and making sure we see everyone before we take off. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, get out and play a couple more rounds of golf, and and then enjoy the last month or whatever it is with family too, before we start to drive back to Winnipeg.
For sure. Well, make sure you do enjoy it, Sauts. Congrats again on the deal. We'll see you here at camp in about a month.
Thanks, Goose. Appreciate it.